So now that the regular season in college basketball is over, it was up and down for Alabama and Auburn, but heading into the NCAA tournament, we're going to give our report card for both the Tigers and the Crimson Tide. So each of us, we decided on these grades together. Simone's going to put Bama's grades up, and I'm going to put Auburn's. Let's start with the Auburn Tigers. Unlikely, but their offense, you lose Austin Wiley and D'Angelo Purifoy. Consensus A with the shooters that they've been able to have, Jared Harper, Bryce Brown, Mustafa Heron. The guard play for Auburn has been absolutely phenomenal. No doubt about it, especially at home in Auburn Arena. Those guys could knock down the three. They kind of at times had to live and die by the three, but the offense I definitely think deserves an A. Now talking about Bama's offense, a little sketchy at times. I mean, there were times Colin Sexton was fantastic, and then there were times that he hurt the team. We're going to give Alabama a C+ in the offensive category. And I think that's a lot of the supporting cast. Sexton has been very good this year. He's looked like a lottery pick. But John Petty came in with a lot of hype. He hasn't nearly lived up to the expectations. At times he's looked good. At times Dante Hall's looked good. It's just been a roller coaster up and down for Alabama, especially offensively. All right, Auburn's defense, a B. Now they've been very good around the three-point arc, very good at defending guards, but boy, they have a lot of lack of down-low post presence. And especially with Anthony McLemore now gone, Austin Wiley gone, all of their size gone, they struggle against bigger players, which I think is going to maybe hurt them in the SEC and NCAA tournament. I totally agree. Auburn clearly struggles when it comes to big guys, and it did not help the NCAA tournament, the investigation going on, that did not help Auburn at all. All right, defense for the Tide, we're going to give them a B+. At times, Alabama's defense looked fantastic, especially against some ranked opponents. I mean, in some big games, but again, this team, a roller coaster, up and down throughout the entire year. There were games where we really expected Alabama to buckle down, to really buckle up, I should say, for Alabama, especially on the defensive end of the ball, and it did not happen. When you look at them on paper, the wingspan, the height, they should be a dominant defensive team. Like you said, Trae Young, one of the best scorers in all of college basketball, they shut him down for one of his lowest performances of the years. But then you look at the opposite end, Texas A&M able to take advantage of it. So I think B+ is right where they go. All right, coaching for Auburn, what can you say more than a big fat A for Bruce Pearl? The FBI investigation, losing your top assistant, two of your top players, and a bunch of guys that we didn't really know about coming into the year. Absolutely. All they did was win the SEC. So I think an A for them. Totally agree. Are you talking about Alabama, Avery Johnson? I'm going to give Avery Johnson a B, and the reason I am is because he's dealing with a very young roster guy, a one-and-done guy who's fantastic, and a team that doesn't really know how to practice right now. They don't know how to really come together and get it done day in and day out, but it didn't all fall on Avery Johnson's shoulders. He's an experienced coach. He did what he had to do. Obviously, they struggled because of young guys. And he put the team together at the end of the day. This is the most talented team Alabama probably has had ever. All right, chances in the NCAA tournament. For Auburn, I'm going to give them a B+, simply because we've seen in March, teams that have strong guard play that can shoot the ball well usually go far. So I think this Auburn team, yes, they lack the size, they lack the depth, but right now it is do or die, and I think that's been their mentality all year. B+, they could be out in the first round, they could go to the Final Four. We don't really know, but I like their chances. That's kind of the case for both teams, Auburn and Alabama. We really don't have any idea how things are going to turn out in the SEC tournament, especially the NCAA tournament, if Alabama is in the tournament. Right now, they're a bubble team. If they're in, if they go on, I think I'm going to give them a C+. There's a chance Alabama could make it to the second week. There's also a chance they don't even play in it. There's a chance that they look embarrassed in game 1 or game 2. But you never know what to expect. Right now, this Tide team is riding a 5-game losing streak going into the SEC tournament. You never know with Avery Johnson and the Tide right now. That C+ could very well be an A. They are talented enough to go to the Final Four and make a run, but they could also be playing in Dayton on the first weekend. So these are our grades for Alabama and Auburn as they head to the SEC tournament in St. Louis.